had this crazy dream, I'd say about 2 days ago. It's kind of hard to explain. Just, I guess, most people would just call it another crazy dream, but it does seem kind of funny that it has a significance with all the biblical stuff that's going on around YouTube and just all the crazy hoopla, and you have to be careful in judging things and praying for discernment, but it's really crazy because I'm gonna keep it short. It was actually kind of like two dreams. First dream didn't really have much of anything. It was just really bizarre that I was in this room that I used to have as a child. It was I guess a playroom that my stepfather had built for me, and I was in that room, and for some reason it was raining, and it had all these holes in the roof, and the rain was coming inside of the place, and it was just leaking everywhere, and the water was going everywhere. And I had this bunk bed, and I got underneath the bunk bed, and the bunk bed, the mattress all got soaked up and started leaking. And so it's like somehow or another I put this blanket or something over it to try to keep it, most of the rain from coming down through the mattress onto me, even though it was still dripping. And there was these people, I guess, that walked in and say, "Hey, it's raining, get out of the room," And I'm just sitting there like, no, it'll subside. I just have to endure this. And they're like looking at me like I'm crazy. And yeah, and next thing you know, it goes into another dream where this is where it gets really weird, because it's got this weird stuff. Like I'm getting on some kind of a school bus, and I had missed my first bus to take me to the place where I needed to go to. And so I find this last bus, that I get on the last bus, and that eventually gets me to where I need to be. And for some reason, I meet up with these group of people who each of them have some kind of a spiritual gift. I guess like they're like considered, I guess they call themselves, it's like they made like some kind of little gang name for themselves. I guess kind of like the Spirit Warriors or something like that. Some kind of crazy stuff, but they were actually believed in, Jesus and stuff like that. And they were, saying this is a spiritual warfare we're dealing with. We're not fighting with flesh, and bone. We're fighting with the principalities. This is something way different. It ain't no machine gun gonna take these things down, and so I'm with this group, and it's kind of strange because they're kind of we each have these like special gifts that were given to us. And I guess they were saying the Lord has given us special gifts. Each of us have a special unique gift that was given to us. It may be different for other people. And so the strange thing is, they look at me and they say, it's like, yeah, you're one of us. I was like, well, I can't understand what my special gift would be, but other than that, for some reason, I guess they said, it'll come to you when you need it the most. It'll present itself. It's it's like one of those things that you hold deep down inside. It's kind of strange to explain. It sounds like something out of one of those crazy sci-fi films or some kind of crazy novel or something, like, The Stand, based on the tribulation after, during the apocalypse and stuff like that. But it's some crazy mess. But and I have been trying myself not to watch any stuff like that lately, but I guess with all the crazy stuff on YouTube, you can't help but to see all these crazy things going on. I've had other dreams in the past, kind of like it, apocalyptic type stuff, and then being snatched up, and plenty of times, but like different ways. Anyway, back to the dream. I meet up with him. We get up in this room, and we're all hanging out in this room, and there's like, we're waiting, and I walk out of the room for like a second, just a second, and I walk back in it, and it's like, poof, they're gone. They just vanished. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm left behind. That's the first thing I was thinking. I'm like flipping. I was like, no. Because, I was sitting there thinking, well, they've got these special powers. Maybe they're just, playing around and hiding themselves from me like an invisible shroud, like you can't see it with the human eye. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this again. I walk out of the room, then I walk back in the room, and then poof, they're there again. And I was like, okay, where were y'all at? They're like, we were looking for you. We went looking for you. I was like, well, how? Because I was in here and you were there. I said, we were wondering where you went. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just kind of shook it off and kind of laughed to myself, thinking I'm just, losing my mind. And like, I wouldn't be already. It's very troubling times. You have to be careful with what you want to listen to these days from all these people, all these false teachers and false prophets, and just, you have to ask the Lord up above for discernment. You really have to hold yourself true to His name. I mean, you really have to ask Him, Lord, is this true? Is this from you? You just keep praying for discernment, asking Him to show you the truth. And anyway, back to where I was at. Somehow or another, they were telling me, I was like, we could never leave you. You're one of us. You're like a family to us now. And I was like, yeah, I thought you had left me for a moment. And it's like, no, we would never leave you. He would never leave you. It's like, you're one of us. You're like you're a brother to us. I was like, wow, kind of it gets kind of emotional, and they're like over there, kind of like pat me on the back, and then start tearing up and stuff. And it's like, look, we all have our problems, and we have our problems, and we try to do the best to get through each of that. But it's the thing that we confess our sins, and those who confess are forgiven from Him, because you've confessed it openly. And I told them, I was like, yeah, I have my things. And they're like, we know, Kyle, we know all about it, because He told us. And it's like, and He knows your problem, and all this will come to an end. All this will be changed. Our bodies that are corrupt will be turned incorruptible, because we can't get into heaven with these corruptible flesh bodies that we have. And, anyway, that's about it in a nutshell. And I just, think it was really crazy, because it's like, next thing I know, it's like all of a sudden, it's like poof, we just all go. It's like, and I'm like, and next thing I know, I'm like up in the clouds or something like that, and it's just like, and I'm like looking down, I'm like, wait, what about all the people that are down there? What about my friends and relatives and all the people I've tried to talk to about it, but they don't want to listen to me? They don't want to listen. I was like, we know, Kyle. We know, because we did it ourselves. Those people that you talk to, they just laugh and shrug it off, and they don't want to listen to it. They don't want to listen. And I'm just like, I can't understand it. Why? And I said, it's just meant to be, Kyle. I'm sorry. And I was like, I can't even say goodbye to him. And it's just like poof. And you feel kind of sad for all of these people. And I'm like looking down, and it's like it's like I'm being shown this big image of all these people that are like, and it's like we're being shown all these people that we knew. They're like looking for us. And it's like, and they're like start crying and yelling out our names and wondering where we're at. And it's just crazy. It's the craziest thing. And I told him, I was like, well, what's going to happen? I was like, and I said, well, what do you think, Kyle? It's going to be pretty bad. We just escaped a big trouble that's coming. I was just like, wow. So, that's pretty much it. You can, say what you want to about it, but that's just, it's a really crazy dream. It has like some kind of biblical significances. Strange thing was, I just, it seemed like everything happened around, like, just right after the huge solar eclipse that's about to take place. That's coming in August. It's supposed to be a massive universal solar eclipse over the U.S. And I just, I don't want to say things. I'm not a date setter. I don't like date setting. I think it's ridiculous. There's some people that I've been watching on YouTube that are pretty good at what they say. There was a line I like saying, the rapture is like, there's no time set to it. When is then and then is when. When it happens, then it'll happen. And then when it happens, it'll happen, basically. It's out of our time. We don't have any control over that. It's his time. We're on his watch, not on his. And when the time comes, he will send his son to come and bring us up. I just, I have a lot of problems I'd be dealing with, a lot of strongholds. I'm praying as hard as I can. It's just so many crazy things going on in this world. It's insane. I just, you just have to fight through it somehow. But I just need to bring this attention to an attention. All that other crazy stuff I do, you know, the costuming stuff, and I know it's not right. You've probably seen some of my music videos that I have. Those were in the past. You know, I don't really do too much of that stuff. Yeah, I do tend to go a little off sometimes, but I just have my problems, and he knows about them. And as long as I keep asking him to forgive me, you know, then I know it's, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm supposed to, you know, keep on sinning. It's just we're human. You know, we have flaws, so we try to make the best of it. Anyway, I probably exceeded my time anyway. I don't even think it'll take this video length. I don't know. But I'll go ahead and end it here. And that's all I've got to say right now. So, right. Take care.